All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Doesn't that music get you all pumped
It
up? When
does.
you're
Like you want to go, hey,
I know, right? Like,
hey.
I don't know what it is, but it gets me all ready to go. Welcome, everybody, to another Dad Hat Chronicle sports show. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Hat. With me, I got my very good friends, the influencer from Parts Unknown, the Prospector from his living room, and then, of course, the mayor from his man cave. Look at that man cave with the support local baseball. By the way, this show is brought to you by and sponsored by Old Fort Baseball. Just wanted to make sure you guys sure. That felt good to say that. I just want you guys to know that.
Hat. I got
I
the
know.
shirt and the hat.
It felt good to say that. I'm just gonna put that out there. It felt really good. Just wanted to say that to you guys. So, all right, gentlemen. I'm gonna start with my good friend Patrick. You know, he is to my your right, my left. You know, so yeah. Hi, Patrick. How are you, buddy? What are you drinking? What are you wearing?
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Tonight, I'll start with what I'm drinking. We're back to a classic.
Oh,
Gatorade Zero. We're back with it.
Cool.
So,
all right, okay.
Gatorade again. If you are listening, we are still accepting mini sponsorships since we have a permanent sponsorship with Old Fort Baseball Co. So, Logan, thanks, my man. And tonight is sort of an olive branch of sorts. I am trying to be the bigger man here and wear a Kansas City Royals hat, Crown Town, baby.
Gross.
So because I'm a supportive friend and I like to see my friends' teams in the playoffs, and so since two of them have,
he's full of shit.
What's that?
Are you trying to influence the influencer?
He most certainly is, dude.
Yeah, and I'm the last person that could get that to work on him. So because he hates me. So yeah. So anyways, Crown Town, and
that is a nice hat.
It's a 47 trucker. So just a little close up for everyone to see.
It's a nice one. It's just you know what it is?
It's what?
It's a foam. It's foam.
Yeah, it is.
I can't do the foam, man.
It is. I love it.
I need to get that hat. I'd like to wear that hat to a Fireflies game.
Crown Town.
That's just gross. Why would you do something
since
like
my
that?
team can't make the playoffs? I was being a supportive friend because that's the kind of guy I am.
Have they been officially eliminated?
I mean, come on. Like, are we really
I'm asking for a friend.
It?
I'm asking for a friend, okay?
I don't think mathematically, but I mean, yes.
No, because actually Oakland is eliminated. Los Angeles, Chicago. You guys are right there next. You guys are next.
Yeah, and next up to the plate. Yeah, but I am very happy for the three of you that you're either in contention or have made the playoffs. But I'll let
officially make the playoffs.
I was going to say I'll let you all make the announcements about your teams, and that's not for me to say.
All right, Mr. Mayor. What are you drinking? What are you wearing today? That god awful hat.
So I'm sticking with my new team tonight, and I've added one of my shirts.
You didn't get a Jaguars.
Oh Jesus, mother!
Please
God.
kick him off.
Why would you?
Out of here.
Happily.
Listen, I can handle the Jaguars. I'm okay with the Jaguars.
Happily.
I'm okay with the Jaguars. Whatever it is, what it is. But really, like you're going to full man love with. I just threw up in my mouth.
Yeah,
it's one of two Trevor Lawrence shirts that I have.
Yeah.
Really?
That I bought them right after he signed, so I've had him for about a year.
Okay.
A year?
Well, they're 2 years. 2 years. I'm sorry.
So the thing is, he doesn't wear it around us because he knows we're going to give him shit for it.
That dude's been in the league for like 4 or 5 years.
Well, it was after his. I think it was after his first year in the league, or maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right. It might be 3 years. It was right after he got in. I think it was the next year after he came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time's flying, man. It's like COVID was
I'm
yesterday.
flying once you're
it's
having
really
fun,
weird.
is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still
as far as what I'm drinking, it's everybody's favorite, an IPA, a juicy New England IPA.
You really are batting 1,000 tonight, isn't
it? Hey, that's the ocean. I went with the whole Jacksonville Beach theme.
Oh.
This was actually from another one from Grandstand Brewing
for the content, right? For the content.
Yeah. This was a tap room exclusive. You could only get it there. So
I would tell you to pour that in the ocean, but that's insulting to the ocean.
That is insulting. Nice of you. All right, Rob. The Rams fan here's Tough so far. Hey, I get it, my friend.
And shout out
IPA.
Rod.
Lynn and Phil and Rod that I see
Yeah.
in
Shout out
here.
to the chat.
That's the ones I see here.
All right, Mr. Influencer, you are next, my friend.
So basically, Shohei had the best hitting performance ever tonight, and then Donnie's done the exact opposite of that.
Couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Couldn't agree with you more.
So tonight,
Hashtag content.
I'm in Kansas City. I have to go to work tomorrow on a job up here in Kansas City. So I'm up in Kansas City. I was home for about 24 hours. Got in from Salt Lake City yesterday afternoon, and then headed up here yesterday or this afternoon. I'll be here just through tomorrow. But got the Yingling Lager distressed hat when Joe and I ran the Light Lager Jogger 5K.
Oh,
in
just because is
Pottsville,
that from the
Pennsylvania.
5K?
Yeah, we got that. Well, it's not one they gave away, but we got it from the gift shop.
Mhm.
But then tonight I have garage beer. So I don't know if the Kelsey brothers own it or just endorse it, but it's pretty big right now with the Kelsey brothers. So it's just a classic light beer, and it says on the back beer flavored beer. So garage
And
beer
how is it?
found. It's fine. It's just a light 4%, nothing exciting, but
Nothing to
it's
write home
fine.
about.
But yeah, I don't know if Travis, obviously right now since he's playing, but if you go like on Instagram on Drink Garage Beer, it's something that Jason Kelsey is pretty big into right now.
Yeah, I
love to
saw they're giving away a fridge or something because I know you tagged me in
Every
your
year they
attempt
do
to
that.
win that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Do what?
Don't they do that every year or something like that? They give away a fridge or something like that. The Kelsey brothers.
That could be. I'm not sure. I'm just new to. I didn't know about this until just recently, but it's not in Wichita. So since I'm up here in Kansas City, I went and found it just right across the street from where I'm at.
Did you drive up there or did you fly?
Yeah, no, I just drove up here. I have a company vehicle that I just got and just headed up here. So I just
Oh,
drove.
excuse me, big timer.
They had finally got new vehicles. For the longest time, it was these well, at this point they're 9 years old, so not super old vehicles,
Yeah,
but they
but
were
old enough
really,
because of the mileage.
yeah, so they were pretty bad. So finally here within the last year or so, they got new company vehicles. So you can just rent one and take one. So I'm always using those and don't have to
So
drive my car.
what are we driving? What are we driving?
It's a 2023 or 24 GMC Terrain.
Oh, excuse me.
Man, get some nice ones.
So they have three of them. They have a red one, a white one, and a black one. And then they have a white pickup truck, which I've had to drive a couple times if the others are rented out. But yeah, they're pretty nice vehicles. I enjoy getting to drive those.
You drove the black one, didn't you?
No, I actually have the white one this time. Usually I have
Oh,
the black or the red, but this time I got the white one.
okay. All right. Well, good for you. Good for you and your company. Look at you.
Thanks.
Well, and as for me, I am wearing my the 70s Cleveland Indians jersey.
That's so
Pullover jersey. This is not a button jersey, it's a pullover jersey. I'm a massive fan of pullover jerseys, by the way. That's, I think they should go back to those because those are pretty damn cool. I'm
Yeah.
also wearing my 47 cleanup Cleveland Guardians because, well, guys, guess what? My team is in the playoffs. Full disclosure, I did not think that they were going to make the playoffs this year. I will eat that. Okay.
You're talking beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
He's been holding on to that for a long time because he was like, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
So I from the beginning of the year, I was like, I have not said anything, so I was like, I kept my mouth shut, but I had them third in the division, guys. I'm not going to lie about that.
But Ed, if you think about it, last year, how bad was the AL Central? And this year, there could potentially be 3 AL Central playoff teams.
That's insane, dude.
You guys went in the division, and then so right now, Kansas City's 2 up on Minnesota and Detroit with 9 left, and both of them are tied.
And Minnesota and
so,
Detroit tied right now. So, like, I mean,
yeah,
aren't they
guys
playing
beat
each other this
Minnesota.
week? Yeah, we did.
Detroit next week. Detroit goes to Baltimore this weekend, and then I think they play each other like beginning of next week.
So it's definitely going to be decided then. That's what I think. Like, it's going to be decided during that series. So What's your magic number for for Kansas City to clinch a playoff spot?
I still think it's last I knew it was still 8.
Okay.
I don't think it's changed. We've lost 4 in a row. So
Mm.
I told Patrick this time around there's only 9 games left, so we can only have a 13 game lose streak instead of a 14 like last time. So yeah, let's get that Crown Town magic. We
So
have
Well,
the
and you're
we have the
technically six and
Giants
a
at
half
home.
back. So
Well, we're not going to win the division, but we're right now in the second wild card behind
yeah, no,
Baltimore.
Cleveland. If Cleveland wins tomorrow, I think if they win tomorrow, they win the division. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
you guys are going to win the division, that's
yeah,
for
because
sure.
yeah,
But
Cleveland's
still
not
in
going to
the
lose enough.
we're still in
Yeah.
the second wild card right now, and then from there, the third wild card's tied right now. So
Yep. And Seattle's creeping. So I mean, it could. See, this is
yeah,
why I'm a fan of this wild card system, the way that it has been set up, because now these games matter at the end of the year, man.
I don't trust the Mariners though, because they've blown so many games. They did win today; they beat the Yankees, but um, oh, so the Tigers are at home against the Rays early next week, it looks like. So that'll be pretty good. Seattle has to go to Houston. Nope. So they don't play Minnesota. So it's Tigers go to
So their
Baltimore.
road to the playoffs is really grim.
So they go to Baltimore, then they're at home against the Rays, and then home against the White Sox. So basically,
Oh,
they won those 3 games. So it's just a matter of if the Rays and Orioles. But even if they get in, as long as Minnesota doesn't. So
but here's the thing, though. You know that the Baltimore's going to try to, you know what I mean, beat them because they need to win.
right,
You know what I
they've been
mean?
struggling really
Dude,
bad
it's
lately,
been
though.
bad.
Yeah.
Keiko got released. So it's like, oh my god, this thing is like getting crazy. And then I see Kansas City. You guys are going to get that second spot. That's my guess. I'm guessing you guys are going to get that spot, and
So
then it's going to be between Detroit and Minnesota to fight it out for the third spot.
So we have San Francisco this weekend at home. Then we finish on the road. So we're done with AL, which is kind of weird. So then next week we go to the Nationals and then
Oh
to the
god, yeah.
Braves. So we have
The Braves are out.
Giants. Yeah, Giants, Nationals, Braves. So we're up 2 with
That's
9 to
crazy to
go. So
finish.
it'll be
That is a wild way to finish the season. The last 3 series against like the whole other.
yeah. Well,
yeah.
see, that's why last year the Wichita Wind Surge, they lost the final day of the regular season with the chance to make the playoffs, where they were playing all Texas League South teams for like the last 3 series, whereas everybody else was playing the Texas League North head-to-head divisional matchup. So, yeah, it's just kind of weird how, like, for Kansas City, they are playing 3 NL teams to finish off, but the Giants and the Nationals have been basically eliminated. They're not going to make it. So,
No,
if
they're
we
done.
yeah, with the 2-game lead, it'll be close. I'm hopeful that they'll pull it out though.
And also like for
Well, the Yankees have three at home with Baltimore, so that's going to help decide the East a little bit next week, I think, as well. Although it could be decided before that, actually.
It's wild to think that the Oakland A's admit, obviously they're living. I think I saw, so they got the White Sox done, the A's are done, the Angels are done, Washington, Miami, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, the Giants are done, dude. The Giants are eliminated, and then obviously the Rockies.
And that's who. Well, they've already taken the first 2 against Baltimore already, and then they're playing, I think, right now. But Rod, so I'm currently in Kansas City right now for work. I don't live in Kansas City, but I'm still pretty close. So I'm a big Royals fan. Rod said he's in Missouri.
Let's see. Pittsburgh is beating Cardinals right now 3-2. D-backs are beating the Brewers 3-0. Phillies are getting their asses handed to them 9-4 right now to the Mets. Cubs and Nationals are tied. Astros and Angels. Angels are winning right now 1-0. Orioles beat the Giants. Guardians beat the Twins. The Braves put an ass whooping on the Reds 15-3. Blue Jays beat the Rangers 4-0. Look at them. Yankees lost to the Mariners. The Dodgers. Let's stop there.
Oh my God.
20 to
4.
Like I saw earlier, he had gotten the 50th stealing third base.
And I was like, it's
And
going to
then,
take him a couple
and then
more games to get the 2 home runs, right?
yeah, and he still needed 2 home runs. And then all of a sudden, Eric texts us something. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, this
He
dude
got
just went
2
50
home
for
runs in
50,
this
50.
game.
Well, he had 3 altogether. He had a third
Oh
one.
man, I didn't
so
even see that.
He's
I
at,
mean, I
so
literally
now
got
at,
home like 30 minutes
he's
ago.
now at 51-51.
Jesus. Well, the record
Yeah.
was already at 45, wasn't it? 45, 48 or something like that. So it's like he was already had that. No one has ever done that before at
Yeah.
45, 45.
Yeah, Acuna last year did like 43-70. He had 70 stolen bases and like 43 home runs. But yeah, he's the first 50-50. But yeah, he was 6 for 6 with 10 RBI, but he had 3 home runs and 2 stolen bases tonight. And 20-4. I think they said his third home run was off of position player. Because
Who
at that
cares?
point, yeah,
That's
at
that's
that
on
point,
that's
it's
on
just
Marlins. That's not on the Dodgers.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the score now. They put it 5 in the 7th and 6 in the 9th. That's 11
Yeah.
runs in the last 3 innings.
Yeah.
That's
Rod said
crazy.
he's drinking a KC Beer Pilsner. They're a KC Beer company up here in Kansas City. It's pretty good.
All right. So
Oh, there was real quick on the beer thing. There was one because you were talking about the garage beer earlier. Sorry to
Yeah.
jump off topic. There's one that's a brewery in Atlanta that I found years ago that's pretty cool. It's just kind of like a generic thing. This is the it's called Emergency Drinking Beer from Wild Heaven in Avondale Estates. Patrick's shaking his head. You've heard it's a good beer. It's a good, like it says, all-purpose blend. I love stuff like that. That's just sort of like there's a no nonsense, no frills thing about
just
it.
straight beer.
Just it's like, yep, this is your emergency drinking beer.
I like it.
Patrick,
So
Ed, did you say so with Blue Jays win, did that knock the Rangers out?
I thought they would. No, the Rangers are still not eliminated just yet. They're close.
They're close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like you said, Ed, about the wild card. I mean, the fact that Patrick's team technically has a shot at the wild
Still
card,
has a shot at a wild card.
as
yes.
bad as they've been and as bad as he's poo-pooed them all year, they still are only 7 games out of the wild card with 10 to play or double digit to play.
9, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they actually still have a chance, not a realistic chance, but technical chance. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not a realistic chance. Let's be honest about that. Like, I mean,
right, the teams that are ahead of them aren't going to lose all the games that they would need to lose.
I mean, you're right, because you got
anything's
right
possible.
Now, the top 4, right? Baltimore, Kansas City, Minnesota, Detroit, right? Then you got Seattle, then you got Boston, Tampa. So I mean, it's going to be hard and I love you, buddy. You know what I mean? No chance. You know what I mean? But one can only hope. So I'm going to I'm going to take it that.
It'd have to be a historic failure.
Yeah, 100%. So in the National League, we are getting a little bit more of a clearer picture in the National League than we are in the American, right? Because there's more teams that are eliminated in the National League, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams eliminated in the National and only 3 in the American, right? The Cubs still have a chance. Cards, the Braves, the Diamondbacks, the Mets, and the Padres. So, that's, like you were just saying, right? Like I was saying earlier, I love the fact that every game until the end matters right now. Yeah. Because their seeding has not been decided on any of the leagues, right? So we pretty much know that, number 1 in the National League is going to be who? What kind of friends are these?
number one seed in the National League?
Yeah, you know who that is?
I mean, I think it's going to be LA, but I don't know.
Philadelphia, and it's going to be between Philadelphia and LA.
Oh yeah, it'll be between those two. Yeah.
Yeah. But Philadelphia has been on a skid, so that makes me nervous about saying that they're going to be number 1. You know what I mean? So
true.
So let me ask you this before we go into the NFL, because I really like this conversation that we're having here on baseball. Give me your biggest surprise team of the year, like whether good or bad, that has surprised you in a way that you didn't see it coming.
Well, for me, and it's just obviously been recent, if you're thinking just the second half, one from each league, where's Detroit and where's New York Mets come from? Both of them have just come out of nowhere, because the Detroit about right about a month ago was 9 back, I think. And then you think like Boston, they had just took 2 of 3 from the Royals right before the All-Star break. And then lately they've just fallen off. So Boston's not gonna, I mean, they didn't finish last like Donnie thought they might have, but they were there
They
in
were
a
close. I mean,
wild
because they
card
don't.
spot, and then they've just kind of fallen off. But yeah, for me, I think just both Detroit and the Mets, one from each league, have just completely turned around. Especially, I think the Mets even more than Detroit. Because
Yeah,
what's
because
the
we
Mets
talked.
like 82 and 77, something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked at the beginning of the season after they, their debacle last year and the shedding the contracts, and it's almost like they were kind of in retool
In
mode.
rebuild mode. Yeah.
And none of us expected them to finish. Well, I think we picked them to probably finish around third out of those 5, but they were like way down early in the year. Like they
Yeah,
were
I
just
had
struggling.
Philly.
And then, like you said, they've lately after the All-Star break,
Yeah.
sort of got something together a little bit.
What's
I
it
had
been though?
I had
Has it been their
I had Philly, Braves, New York, Washington, Miami. I think it was, or something like that, or Miami, Washington.
I haven't watched them specifically enough. I don't know. Phil might be able to chime in because he follows the Braves, so he might know what the Mets have been doing better, like if it's their pitching or if they're hitting or they've just been
that's
more
what I was going to
balanced.
ask. Like,
I really don't know because I honestly haven't paid enough attention to them to know. Patrick, you follow some of that stuff sometimes. Have you picked up on what it might be?
As far as what the Braves like,
No, what the Mets have been doing, how the Mets have turned it around. Like, is it?
well, I think that the Mets have leaned into some of their young talent. I think really I think they needed a real half to try to figure out what their identity was. If you remember when that reliever threw his glove into the crowd, I really feel like that was kind of a turning point for what kind of season is this going to be for the Mets.
Yeah, that's true.
And and they've got a good young core. I mean, they traded away Scherzer and they traded away Verlander. They got some nice pieces back in those deals.
Yeah, but Scherzer hasn't really done anything either. So I mean, so they kind of got lucky there.
Well, but the reason they got the prospects back that they did is they were willing to take on some of that salary in trading them. So
Yep.
I think that they got some really good pieces to build around. Some of whom haven't even come up yet because they're still in Syracuse. But I think
that's a good problem to have too, though. You know what I mean?
It is, and I think that they've really come together and they've really come together as a team now that there's not as many big egos. Some of the guys that are there are playing for the team and they're playing hard and they've got so much confidence at the moment. They're really beating anyone that's in front of them. I mean, the Braves have been winning. The Braves have struggled, but they've put together a little mini string of winning games. But the Mets just keep responding by winning big. Like they destroyed the Nationals in that series. I think they swept that series, if I'm not mistaken. And they're like you said, Ed, they're killing the Phillies tonight. Yeah. So the Mets have gotten hot at the right time.
So they've kind of done what Baltimore has done in the American League. They're kind of the Baltimore of the National League with this just riding the young talent then.
Well, yeah, and they obviously have veterans too.
Yeah.
They got like your Pete Alonsos and people like that, but they've got a good mix of young talent and some stars that are trying to prove a point that that to meet expectations from last season when they were such a huge failure. So
good question,
They just called up Luis Angel Acuna.
Yeah, and that was the one that I was referencing. I mean, a guy that I even think was it on your podcast, Eric, that they talked about Syracuse and about how he talked about maybe Acuna came up a little too quickly to Syracuse, but he's really put it together and had a good season for them, and he's an exciting player.
Yeah, he was here. He was playing with Frisco in Wichita. Right before he got traded in the DeGrom, whichever trade that was that sent him from Texas over to the Mets. But before that, right before that trade, was it? Before that trade, he was playing for Frisco and Wichita, so we got to see him play, and Zach got his autograph and everything. But yeah, we were talking about with Evan Stockton with the Syracuse Mets, talking about Luis Angel Acuna.
Yeah. Good question, Rod. I'll tell you this. The teams that surprised me, I'm with you, Eric. Did not see Detroit doing what they're doing. I honestly did not think that they would do what they're doing right now. Kudos to their manager, right? Hinch. I mean, he's done one hell of a job with what he has, right
Their
now. What he's working
bullpen,
with
their
is what's keeping
bullpen's
them
been really
alive.
good. Yeah.
The Mets,
Well-
again, same thing. I'm completely baffled by the Mets. Completely baffled by the Mets. A surprise in a bad way, in a negative way, the Texas Rangers.
I was getting ready to say that I mean, Houston's always, well, not always. Houston for a long time has been successful, but I think most of us had them as the third team. I'm
I
surprised
had
that
Houston
they
the
are in
third
the,
team. Yeah.
yeah. I think I'm surprised that they're in the league because I expected it to be Seattle, Texas, Houston. But the flip side of that is what you just said. I'm surprised Texas has struggled as much as they have. Now they've
So
had
I'm-
some injuries, I
I was
think,
gonna
as
say
well.
injuries. Yeah.
Yeah, injuries
Which is-
really derailed their season.
That's really what derailed Atlanta and Texas both, I think, this year for a long time. But yeah, I mean, Houston kind of climbing back into the top was a little bit of a surprise.
You know what's funny is that I like the there's a good mix of new teams and perennial playoff teams this year, right? There's a really good mix of those teams that are like right there fighting for it. And man, is it exciting to see some baseball like that right now.
Well, it could be like last year. I mean, we were all surprised that Texas and Diamondbacks ended up in the World Series because they both didn't have the best records and stuff. And Passan said the same thing today. He said he could see it happening again this season. He does not see the front runners being the favorites.
I agree with Jeff
And
Passan.
I think so. Just
Are
like
you
Passan.
talking about? Are you
Passan,
talking about
yeah.
Jeff Passan?
Yeah, I said it wrong. I don't know why I said
Passan.
Jeff
it.
Passan.
Passan.
He's got his accent. Passan.
Yeah.
But Jeff Passan.
Jeff Persant. No, but
I don't
you're
know
right.
why I
though.
went there. But
You're right.
But yeah.
You're right, Donnie. You're right. You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
To answer Rod's question, I mean, the Dodgers
It's a hard
maybe.
question to answer right now.
Yeah, because you got the Yankees who are tops in the AL, but their bullpen, like, I
There
don't
it
know
is.
there's anybody you can trust. I mean, the Dodgers, but I mean, yeah, they won in 2020, but it was a shortened season. Otherwise, they can't prove it. So,
Well, I don't know if Dodgers still have they've had a lot of pitching issues.
yeah,
I mean,
I would say the
they're
Phillies.
still right.
Do you
I was
trust
just
it?
going to say, I think the Phillies are the team to beat in the National League just because
If I had to choose a National League team, I would pick the Phillies.
yeah.
Yeah, but they've been struggling lately, just like the Orioles have.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, nobody's really running away with it in the National
No.
League at all.
No,
well, in
nobody is.
either league, really. But
And
I
the
think
American League is, like I said, it's a lot more competitive in the American League than it is in the National League.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I like the Yankees, and they're going to be a top team, but I think the team to beat in the American League is going to be Cleveland. I think
Really?
you want to get. I think so. I think
Their
I think
bullpen
Cleveland
is no joke, though.
I mean, Cleveland is going to be the team to beat to get to the World Series, whether it's the Yankees beating them or somebody else. I think they get to the championship, the American League championship, and they're the team to beat.
So I never said anything, and correct me, but like I never said anything about the hiring of the manager. Never give my opinion. I said I have to wait to see. I'm glad I waited. He has done an absolute gem of a job with this team. Again, I'll eat crow because I mean I had Cleveland in third. Right, I had Minnesota, Kansas City, Cleveland, Detroit, and Chicago.
I mean, Cleveland hasn't really had a bad streak all year.
But that's the thing.
No,
Everybody has had a bad streak. Every single team has had a period during the year that they've had a good, like not a really bad one, but a series of games that they've lost.
But Cleveland hasn't, have they?
Yeah, they had a streak there for I think it was like a 7-game losing streak.
Hmm.
And that's when Kansas City took over for a little bit.
Okay.
And as the division leader.
But like I said, that wasn't very long. I mean, several of the other teams have had either longer or multiple slumps.
New York for sure, the Mets, the Phillies for sure. Houston did it, Seattle did it, Baltimore did it, even the Yankees did it.
I mean, in the National League, Milwaukee's quietly been probably the most steady team, which we've said for a long time. we've said all year about was it the manager that left?
Great counsel.
Or
Council. I was gonna say Conan. I knew that wasn't right. Council.
Chuck Conan?
Leaving the
Huzzah!
my brain's all fried tonight.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Council
drinking.
going to the Cubs. I need more. But him leaving Milwaukee, we were surprised that Milwaukee really kind of stayed steady through all of that, and they've quietly been just sort of hanging right there all along.
Did you hear how the Brewers clinched?
The Cubs
lost.
The Cubs lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Here's the
thank
thing,
you, Greg Counsell.
But here's the thing. I still give credit to Greg Counsell. I mean, he wanted to do a different thing. There was a lot that needs to be fixed with the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs need a lot of help. You know what I mean? They got some bad contracts, so he needs to do a lot of work.
Well, and I mean, and they dropped off early.
Yeah,
but they've climbed back in to at least in the division. They're second in the division now, considering where they dropped to.
Them IPS and Jaguar both messing with you. Yeah.
It's old age, Rod. It's old age.
Man, I cannot wait for the rest of the rest of the season just to play out, because man, that's going to be some good sports talk for us, man.
Yep.
That's going to be some good stuff to discuss besides football. That's going on right now. Which, by the way, my pick for the Patriots,
not looking good.
They're losing 14-3.
The future Mrs. Prospector picked the Patriots as well. I don't know why.
Listen, again, it's still early, right? That Jets defense is very suspect, so we gotta wait. You know what I mean? So we gotta wait. Look at Patrick.
Bro, put Drake May in. Jacoby Brissett, 6 of 8 for 24 yards. Come on.
He's horrible.
Put in Drake May.
I'm with you. Jacoby Brissett is a backup, not a starter. But what do we know? We're just, couch coaches here.
Yeah, what does Patrick know anyways?
Yeah, look at him.
This guy hasn't said a word in like 20 minutes.
I know. He's been very quiet today. I'm surprised at what he's not saying.
We haven't given him an opening.
He always takes it though, so
yeah, talk to us, man. What are you doing? What's wrong?
What's up?
Do you need a
What's
hug?
up, Patrick?
I'm just listening.
I know what you're doing. He's playing Eric tonight.
No,
You said because Eric is the quiet one at the ballpark.
I just Eric doesn't usually get a chance to talk, so I want to give him a chance to kind of give his opinion. And I'm wearing a Royals hat tonight, so I just want to listen.
Eric, can you just tell him whatever it is, everything is going to be okay? Just hug the guy out, virtual hug with the guy.
I don't listen a lot, so I'm trying to. I'm just trying to listen.
So Shannon's comment here. So my middle son Zach, he's a Patriots fan, so she says she's trying to support him, and that's why she picked the Patriots tonight.
Why is he a Patriots fan?
So he started out when he was super young, and he was gravitating towards the Dolphins. And then he was probably, I don't know, Shannon could probably say 5 or 6 years old. And then he just started liking the Patriots. Obviously that's when they were pretty good, but
I get it. I was a Raiders fan when Jim Plunkett was the quarterback. And then I was
the first team that I rooted for?
Who?
Patrick knows. I told him this. So I came here when Cleveland was leaving. Right, they found out that Cleveland was leaving for Baltimore.
It's DHC Sports Show trivia. Who was the first team that Ed
rooted for? It wasn't the Browns. It was not the Browns. So I want to see these guesses. So
Houston Oilers.
I'm not that old. I'm not Donnie's age. Okay, calm down. I do not have my AARP card.
I'm not Donnie's age either, but I liked the Houston Oilers.
Well, I know he likes the Seahawks. I would say the Seahawks. No?
Nope.
Patrick, what is it?
If I remember correctly, was it the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, so that's a different story. So no.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it
right.
was.
Okay.
So the first team that I rooted for is the first team that I got an NFL jersey for. No, hell no, Virgil. That's just gross. It was the New England Patriots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I
Oh,
had
wow.
I got my very first NFL jersey was a Drew Bledsoe jersey. Remember with the head over here on the side,
big Patriot head on the shoulders,
big Patriots on the
Yeah.
shoulders. Yep.
So I used to watch NFL primetime because I was the only one in our house that watched football. And so every Sunday night I'd have to go down to the basement where no one else was and watch NFL primetime with Berman and Tom Jackson. And I used to watch before I used to watch out for the Colts. I would watch out for the Seattle Seahawks with the old logo and the Houston Oilers because I loved Warren Moon with the Oilers.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I loved the old Seahawks logo. I loved the new one too, but I loved the old one. So those were actually
silver
the first
helmet
two
that they
teams.
won the first game. Wasn't it
And-
legit?
Yeah, and I would look for those two teams and the Colts, but probably the first two teams were the. So I have an Oilers hoodie and a Seahawks hoodie with those logos on it because I have like sentimental memories of doing that as a kid.
Yeah, I was a Dolphins fan when Marino came in, and I followed them, and I actually I followed them till the Panthers came along. The only reason I jumped to the Panthers is because they were local. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna support the local team.
I have a theory on the Panthers, by the way. But let me tell you the story, right? So me and Darla, when we started dating, the two teams that they told us that we should, together root for was because she's a Steelers fan and I'm a Browns fan, was the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was like, you guys should root to one of those teams because that way, no one really likes those teams. So if you guys like them, yeah. So I still got a little love for both those teams. Especially now with my boy Baker.
Yep.
Well, Shannon always gave Zach a hard time for being a bandwagon jumper and hopping on the Patriots bandwagon with Brady. But to his credit, he stuck with them, and even now that Brady's gone, he still likes the Patriots. So, yeah,
good for him. Yeah, I agree. Rod, sucks that Marino never got one. He should play for he should be a coach or like a GM or something. See if he can get a ring that way.
Can you imagine where Marino would rank among quarterbacks if he actually did win a ring? It would be a completely different story to me because his stats are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean it does suck that he never got a ring. I mean, but it goes. I mean that is the textbook example of a young quarterback thinking, I'll get here a bunch more times. He got there, lost, and never got there again. And they had some freaking talent.
I know.
I mean, he had super and duper, man. I mean, he had two guys that could fly. And he had a running game, and they still couldn't get back. And they had a good defense. I mean, I just don't understand how they only got to that one Super Bowl.
And Wayne Huizenga was a heck of an owner too, man. I loved Huizenga.
Yeah.
All right, boys, are we ready?
Oh no, there's two of them.
Listen, he's not wrong though.
Is this Ed's brother?
It's my
it's his burner account.
Burner account.
He's over there. I see his fingers going. He's pretending he's wrong.
So listen, he's not wrong though. Okay, he's not wrong. He's maturing. You know what I mean? I guess he had to get kicked out of 3 teams in order for him to finally realize, oh shit, I better get my act together. You know what I mean? So Sam Darnold, it happened to Sam Darnold. He needed a change of scenery. He's succeeding. Same with the quarterback at Seattle. Geno Smith.
Yeah. Here's a trivia question for you. What do Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold have in common?
They play for a shitty team, the Carolina Panthers.
Exactly. They both got the heck out of Carolina.
They did. They got there and said, nope.
Speaking of Carolina, my guess is someone is doing what someone did to the Athletics. They're trying to tank the team so they could get the hell out of Dodge and go somewhere else.
But why leave Charlotte? That's not. It's
I don't know. Did you see Stephen A's? Sorry, Chris Mad Dog Russo's top 5 worst sports franchises in all major sports?
No.
Last week?
I did not, but I'm sure it had to have included the Panthers.
Why, in fact, it did.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I hate that Jerry Richardson ended up having to sell the team, and he was just a stupid old man that just, lived in a different time and got caught up in today's world. But they need an owner, and Tepper is not the guy. They need an owner that embraces the North and South Carolina fan bases and caters to that. I would even go so far as to, I mean, like he was trying to put the training facility and the offices in Rock Hill, and then he screwed Rock Hill because he's just that kind of a dumbass. And
Jewish nozzle.
Yeah, that's a better word. That's a better word.
You're
I was gonna go there, but I didn't know if I should go that far.
I'll
But
go.
he is absolutely horrible.
I ran out of Cheetos.
And it's just it just sucks that you cannot get rid of an owner that is horrible.
I agree.
The owner can get rid of anybody he wants to, but the league
Make
will
the
not
changes
get
that he
enough.
wants to, but which, by the way, like, I mean, he's the one that wanted a certain QB. You know what I mean? So he's the one that made those changes. Then, yeah. Anyways,
And he
All right, boys.
he came from a minority ownership of the Steelers, and he absolutely runs this thing nowhere close to where the
so did the
Steelers run.
Haslams.
Yeah. It's like they're like, nope, I'm gonna go do my thing my way and screw everything up.
Yeah, and by the way, he's proven to be absolutely wrong every move he's made so far.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Would
boys.
you say that he's tempered expectations?
Anyways, yeah.
Go ahead.
moving on.
All right. Listen, here we're going to go pick up. We're going to go ahead and do the pick'ems here. Okay. First game on the list. I am going by the ESPN list, guys. Okay, just so you guys know, I am going by ESPN. All right. So just this is we're doing over unders on that. So
Okay.
Thank you, Rod.
here we go. I'll have to watch y'all. Great show. Hey man, appreciate your watching, my friend.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
New
Rod.
York Giants at the Cleveland Browns. Okay. It's a 1:00 on Fox. The spread right now, 6.5 Cleveland on that one. The over-under on this game is 39.5. I am going to start with Patrick.
Night, Rod.
Starting with me again this week.
You
Okay.
know I am.
Browns.
Okay. Okay, Eric. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't see the Giants doing a whole lot of anything here, so give me the Browns.
All right. Donnie, you want to pick the Giants? Just pick the Giants so we don't all pick the Browns.
No, I'll let you do that.
You're going with the Browns, aren't you?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. There's like you said, there's no way the Giants are losing this game. Oh, and by the way, if I'm the Browns and if I'm Deshaun Watson, I do not know why he's not in the ownership office asking them to sign Hunter Renfrow. Redo that Clemson magic of him and Hunter Renfrow. Get him a receiver in there that he knows and he's comfortable with, and that they're on the same wavelength on the field. I mean, I don't get that.
That's
Hunter
because
Renfrow-
Kadarius Toney is coming, baby.
That is
We
bullshit.
already have one.
That's bullshit.
Butterfingers is coming.
I don't understand why Hunter Renfrow is not signed, and it just hit me today. I'm like, why would the Browns and Deshaun? I'd be like, I want that guy. I will sacrifice contract money to get that guy if I was Deshaun Watson. Anyway,
Well, I'm with you.
Browns.
All right. All right. Yeah,
I might
I'm
even
gonna-
take this hat off and switch hats if they do that.
Okay. If they I'm going to hold you to that.
If they sign Hunter Renfrow, I will switch.
Got to put my
Because
Browns.
I was at so I'm gonna sidetrack for just a second here. I was at that game in
Okay.
Tampa in 2016, and y'all always pick on me about getting on the scoreboards and stuff. I actually found these pictures the other day, and I had it laying here. I was gonna show y'all. Look who got on the board at the national championship game.
Oh, look at you in your
Raise your
gray
hand.
hoodie.
Raise your hand
No.
if you're surprised.
I'm in my Deshaun Watson number 4 jersey with my buddy
Oh,
Clark
that's
right
what
there.
It's going to
Yeah.
be making calls to the Browns front office right now. You bet your ass I am, Virgil.
Yep.
You bet your ass I am.
And
all
hey,
right.
hey, Virgil, he's going to be making a call begging them to start Jameis Winston.
You need to come. You need to shut your mouth when you say things like that. Don't be saying things like that. Love you, buddy. Donnie, I want to stick with you on this game. Okay, so we got the Packers at Titans right now. The spread on this one. Did you see this, Eric? The spread on this one?
No, but who'd you go with?
I went with the Browns. You know I went with the Browns. I'm not gonna.
I didn't hear you say it.
Oh, I
He
told
didn't
her, I was
have
like,
to.
no, you know I'm not gonna. Yeah. So Tennessee is -3 on this game. I heard he's a steal. Virgil, stop it. Jesus, these dad
He
jokes
got
today.
Patrick
Well
laughing.
done, Virgil.
Donnie, talk to me. The over/under, by the way, the over/under is 37.5. The spread, Tennessee -3 on this game.
Okay. Just real quick, I'm not seeing the point spread on my ESPN app for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just seeing the money line and the
Really?
yeah. Anyway, it might just be me.
It is.
Could be you. User error.
I mean, I got to go with the road team on this one. I know that's
Oh, you're right though.
not been my MO. The Packers, I think. I mean, this is just a battle of sort of quarterbacks. So, although I don't know, do you legitimately think that that Love will get back this week?
No,
Eric,
I think
'Cause
it's Malik Willis.
I've seen talk of him possibly getting back. I just think they might hold him one more week.
He's practicing, and he was in full pads today. But
Don't rush him.
against the
You're going
Titans,
against the
I'd
Titans.
almost, yeah. But that's
Yeah.
why would they be minus? Who is Will? What's his name? Levis? Is he not
Will
Will
quarterback?
Levis.
Is he
Bro,
quarterback?
is he
or
what?
no?
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
quarterback still. Malik Willis wants to go back to Tennessee and stick it to them, dude.
Well, they interviewed and asked him about that, and he's like, "I'm just going to play the game." He didn't answer.
Of course
that
he
when they
is.
said
Of
that.
course he is. Of course.
But if Levis is still starting this week, then why is it? What are they seeing here with the Titans 3-point favorites? Just because they're
Dude,
at home? Is that it?
yeah,
I think this is a pick'em game, and they're getting
This
2.5
is- yeah,
because
this
they're
is a
basically
trap,
getting the home.
yeah.
They're getting the home 3.
yeah.
So, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think that's a trap game, like you just said. I think
Yeah,
they're going to
it
go in
really
there
is.
and win. I
Yeah.
think the Titans are going to be 0-3.
Okay. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna say the Packers as well.
Oh man, the power couple. She's
She
getting in on the
literally
dad
just
joke.
put that picture up because it was that orange with the S. So she just added the picture. and just
Hey,
changed
don't
the name.
hate. Listen, good for you. Good for you, Mrs. Influencer. I'm so happy for you. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Packers as well, man. I don't see. I picked the Titans last week. They burned me. I'm gonna go with the Packers though. I have this feeling that Malik Willis wants to go there. He wants to show them up that they should have played him instead of Will Levis.
What? Breaking news.
Updated the name. Look at that. Oh,
Man.
Eric.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. She changed it because it was just the orange circle with the S and had her maiden name. So she's updated.
She's
that
cleaning
at
up her
least.
socials.
She's
So
clean.
they,
It's all aligned now. Okay, it's all aligned.
so that picture is when her and I were in Kansas City. Pretty much anytime the Packers and the Chiefs play each other, we try to go. We didn't go last December because we were in Vegas, but every other year when they play each other, which is not often, obviously, since they're different conferences, divisions, whatever. But anytime we can, we try to go to the game. So that picture is
That's pretty
her.
cool.
She's trying to get him off the road. He's been on the road. He bounces in for a day and he's gone again. And she's like, okay, I got to do something here.
She likes it because then she has the bed to, well, I would say to herself, but then she lets the little one stay in the bed. I can't tell if that's her Tamba Hali jersey, but I got my A-Rod jersey.
I
Looks
got
like
my
a Kadarius Toney
Ugh.
jersey, but
Nah, she has a
I
Tamba
got a Tamba
Hali.
Ali. I got a
That's what
Tamba
it looks
Ali
like.
jersey.
That's the number. Is it?
That's
10?
right, because you wore that last season.
I did.
Yeah.
So, all right, Patrick, my friend, what you got on this game?
I learned a lesson from the Packers Colts game. The difference maker in this game is Josh Jacobs.
So
I
we're
think-
going. Okay.
So I'm
Packers,
going to go
got it.
Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Josh Jacobs can have a similar day against the Titans that he did against the Colts.
Yeah.
I really do.
Good call. Good call. on
Yeah.
that.
Eric, the floor is yours, my friend.
How much do I owe you, Patrick?
Hmm?
How much do I need to send you Venmo for the Crown Town hat and for the choosing the Packers?
The Cap Packers, yeah.
You've already got it in the hat, baby.
So there's got to be something behind that 3-point line for the Titans. But if Levis, and that's what worries me the most, is Levis is terrible. Something's got to give though, because otherwise I don't know why. And they probably are just thinking, I guess, that Love's not going to play. I'm with you guys. It's the Titans. I would rest him one more week, and then if he's been practicing all this week, he may be good enough to play here. Who do we play? Minnesota next week or whatever. But
Keep
That's
him
what I'm
healthy.
ready to see.
Yeah, give him one more week, dude. That's just
I'm with Patrick though. I say Jacobs ran the ball really well. Now, obviously, the Titans are going to try to defend that, but how good's the Titans defense versus, how good the Colts defense was? Can they stop him? And so with that,
They're both not good.
I'm going to go with hopefully if we just run the ball. And Willis did fine. He didn't throw, but for like 125 yards. But he had one deep ball to Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson. I was thinking of him. I'm like, he didn't get the ball really at all. And he came out and said, I think today or yesterday, he said, that's fine. I mean, if we win the game, I'm okay with that because he knows once Love's back that he's going to be the number one target again. So
Yeah.
he's not all upset like a Stephon Diggs or something would be if he's not getting the ball. So if we can run the ball, and our defense has like 6 interceptions through the first 2 weeks. So I don't know. It kind of scares me with that line, but I'm still going with the boys. Go Pack, go.
I think
Right.
Jacobs takes pressure off Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Which is what Malik Willis needs.
And Malik can run.
Yeah.
He can pick up the yards if he needs to.
Yeah.
There'll be opportunities for that.
Yeah.
as
And
well.
next week's game's at home, even though it's the Vikings, it's a home game. So you probably would rather Love start at a home game than on the road.
And again, what we're talking about, right? Give him that extra week to rest, to that way he doesn't get injured or anything like that. Doesn't run the chance of getting re-injuring it again. So yeah, I'm with you.
Play the long game.
Yeah. All right, Patrick. On this one, we're gonna go. Well, you're last. I'm sorry, Eric. Continue with this one, my friend. Bears at Colts. Indy is -1.5. The over/under on this one is 43.5.
I really think the Colts are better than their 0-2 record.
They are.
Obviously, I don't trust the Bears. The Bears made it closer than it probably should have been against the Texans, even though they still lost that game. But I just think that Caleb Williams, he tried to. It's funny, they were showing videos from the game the other night, and they kept saying how, oh, look, he escaped. Oh, in college, that's a 70-yard touchdown. Instead, that was an interception. And so he's finding out that these are actually real defensive backs and corners.
Real
whatever,
quick,
safeties.
too.
And so being in Indianapolis, I believe it's a home game for the Colts. Give me the Colts.
Okay. Donnie.
Yeah. I think the Colts are better than their record as well. I'm not sure what's going on yet with Richardson, but I think they get it together this week. I'm gonna go Colts at home. I still don't see the Bears really doing.
I had Richardson starting last week on my team. The guy got me 4 interceptions. So,
yeah.
He threw for 416, 3 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. So, I mean, it was a wash pretty much for him when it comes to my fantasy team. So thanks a lot,
I was gonna
Anthony
say,
Richardson.
he's had 4 INTs over the season, not just last week.
Yeah, well, he sucks at life, and that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. I benched him. I'm going with my bromance boy, Baker Mayfield, this week as the starting quarterback. They're playing Denver, anyways. Baker's playing Denver, so that's why I picked him. To be honest with you, though. Listen, 2 weeks in a row, I've been picking the Colts. 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in a row, I've been wrong. The Bears made it close against Houston. They did. Caleb Williams made some dumb mistakes, right? Like, I mean, hey, welcome to the NFL, rookie. That's no longer a 70-yard pass. That's a 70-yard interception. And it's only 1.5. Indy is only a 1.5. I mean, that's
Nothing.
no, it's not. I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Congratulations on your win, Patrick.
You're
Also,
welcome.
I did look up that picture. She's wearing her Travis Kelce jersey in that one, not her Tom Bahali.
Travis Kelce, fellow Cleveland Heights High. The floor is yours.
Well, for me, the first 2 weeks have kind of been Jekyll and Hyde. The Colts, I thought, actually looked pretty good against the Texans, because the part that you didn't mention is that the Colts also played the Texans closely. They're not as good as the Texans, and that's clear. But they played a decent game against them, and then
they did. They really did. They did.
And then in Green Bay, it was straight up awful. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And I told you guys going to Lambeau, even though I picked them, I did say going to Lambeau would be tough. And they made it very tough for themselves, because they let Josh Jacobs run all over them, and Malik Willis did just enough to win. But I'm sticking with my team. I'm going to pick the Colts. I'm hoping that playing at home, that they're going to get their act together. I still believe in Shane Steichen. I think that Anthony Richardson can be a good quarterback. He has a lot of still room to grow, and he has to mature. Last week was a horrible performance from him. No excuses. It was just bad. But,
how many games did he play last year before he got hurt?
4, I want to say. Or
4?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's had 6 games.
Yeah. So, and we knew when they drafted him, the big thing is that he had all the talent in the world, but he's raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't as polished as Stroud. I don't know how he compares to Bryce, but I'm glad that we have him now over Bryce. But I think there's still a lot to work with, and I think Shane Steichen can do a lot with him. So
and defenses are always ahead the first few weeks. So
I'm worried about the Colts defense, though, because of the injury to DeForest Buckner, which is a long-term injury, and then Latu got hurt his hip in the fourth quarter of that game, which that was the big concern about drafting Latu in the first place. All the talent in the world, an athletic freak, but his hip has been a constant issue. It's what put him out, when he retired the first time in college at UCLA. So I'm hoping that he comes back, but I still don't think Caleb Williams is going to tear apart that defense as bad as they are. So I'm going to go Colts.
Good analysis.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome.
Texans,
Very
Vikings,
kind.
boys. Texans visiting the Vikings. Houston is a -2 favorite on this one. The over-under is 46.5. This is going to be a good game.
I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of the best ones of the weekend.
Yeah, man. I like this game a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to – man, this is a tough one. Because the Vikings are playing hella good right now. Sam Darnold is like on a resurgence, Houston has won 2 games against 2 bad teams. No offense to you on the Colts. When everybody says no offense, you know they're offended you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm going to offend you, but I'm apologizing in advance.
I'm apologizing in
that.
advance that your team sucks at life. So I'm, man, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Houston. You know what I mean? I still don't know too much about what the Vikings are doing. I just, yeah, I'm going to go with Houston on this one. Donnie.
Well, I'm not. I think Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson. I think Darnold, Jefferson, they're at home. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it'll be somewhat close. I don't think it's a 2-point close, but I think it's a good 4 to 6 point win by the Vikings at home.
Okay, Vikings. Patrick.
I think the big question in this game is whether Justin Jefferson plays or not, because he's obviously questionable. I mean, there's encouraging signs, I think, that he will play, but
I think
but because he's questionable, like he's a little banged up at the very least. So while I think that's probably not going to overall affect him, that might be just the edge that the Texans need. I mean, that CJ Stroud, Nico Collins connection is just getting stronger by the week. Throw in Stephon Diggs. It's hard to double team either one of them. And then throwing the team off balance with Mixon running the ball well. Like Mixon is getting a lot of yards per carry so far this season. And I think that just helps their offense. So I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's 2 good offenses, but give me the Texans.
All right. Last but not least, my friend.
Yeah. So, you were talking about kind of who our surprises were in baseball. Now, I know it's super early in the NFL season, but I'd say the surprise so far would be Minnesota. They're surprising that they're 2-0, especially when JJ went down. Honestly, I don't think I don't think they'd be 2-0 if he was there.
No, God, no.
A rookie, maybe 1-1, but I was agreeing with you as soon as you called that matchup. I thought this is probably one of the best ones of the weekend, so I think it'll be a really good one. I just don't think Darnold. I mean, he has the talent around him, but he's never been great. He's been serviceable. So I'm gonna have to go with Houston.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Eric, stay with me. We have the Eagles at Saints on this one. New Orleans is only a 2.5 favorite on this one, which is interesting. And then the over-under, that's pretty high. It's the highest one so far, 49.5.
Oh, really? I thought it would be higher than that.
The Saints have scored about 40-something points each game.
Alone. Oh, I know. I had the running back. I had Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I've got him in one league too.
Yeah, and I played him when he had Alvin Kamara. My gosh.
Thank God for him, because man, my team was looking suspect at first.
What are you talking about? You got like almost close to 30 points out of Jefferson. You had Kamara.
Don't be hating. Don't be hating like that. Don't be hating like that.
Ed ran up. Ed was in the classic multi-team fantasy hell because he had Kamara in one league and he was playing against the other league. And I had Kamara in the other league.
I know. Whoop my ass. I was like, I was in hell. Yay! Yep. No shit.
And I was just in hell.
Yeah. So, Eric, what do you think about Eagles Saints?
I don't know if I trust the Saints quite yet. I think I need to see more. It was against the Cowboys, and I know the Cowboys can have a decent defense, but the only one I think really is that is that decent is your favorite player, for the Cowboys defense? Ed?
Yeah.
Uh,
Good point.
the Eagles should have won the
They
other
should have.
night.
If Barkley would have caught that ball, man.
Yeah.
First of all, they should have
they
ran
sh-
the ball instead of throwing
Right.
it because
Yeah,
keep
they
the
should have
clock
won that.
running. Yeah.
But that was the case of them last year. They were doing well, and then at the end of the season, they just completely fell apart.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit, especially being at home if the Saints beat them, but I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah. Donnie.
I don't trust. I'm opposite of Eric. I don't trust the Eagles. I mean, I'm still not sure about the Saints, but the Saints have put up 40-something points in 2 games, regardless. They're at home, and I mean the Eagles. I don't know. They just. I'm going Saints at home.
Okay.
Johnny Bolin will like that pick.
I'm sure he will. All right. So you're going. You're marching on, huh?
Marching on. The
All
Saints
right.
go marching on.
Did he
I'm
just
with-
do a Patrick joke?
I did.
I haven't got one in yet, so it's coming.
He took my.
So
joke.
here's my dilemma on this one, because I picked the coach that should be fired this year, and it should be Sirianni. He has not done a good job with this team. There's so much talent on this team. They should be better than they are. There's so many questionable calls, right? The Saints, man, Derek Carr, it's such a big question mark for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
At least they have a good running back. They have a good quarterback with the Eagles that they can overcome bad play calling. You know what I'm saying? They also have Alvin Kamara on the other side. I get it. They got Chris Olave. I'm going to go with the Eagles, though. I don't like this pick,
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the Eagles. Go on, Patrick. Give it to me, baby. No,
Wow.
Nobody got that one.
I
I
did.
got you. I'm fine.
I did. Pretty fly for a white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not,
Yeah.
but okay, go ahead. Continue.
All I
I'm
know is,
sorry.
Patrick, you need to go to Cleveland because of the the 50th anniversary hip hop thing at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nice.
That is
Dude,
straight
it's
up your alley.
nice.
Wow.
It
It
really,
is
you
very
would love
nice.
it.
I'd eat that up.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a pick for the content here because in my head I'm thinking Eagles, but I'm gonna go Saints
Wow.
because I went against the Saints last week because I said I didn't believe in them, and then they go out and do that in Dallas.
And then they go and embarrass you like that?
Yeah, well, them and every other team, but I don't know. I haven't figured out I'm with Donnie in that I haven't figured out the Eagles yet, so I guess I'm going for the 2024 Donnie Wise 2.0 and going with the home team. And I think the Saints will go marching in, and I think Derek Carr with Shaheed and Olave and Kamara. I mean, they're clicking right now, and I think they're riding a hot hand, and I think
Yes.
Kamara could have another big day because the Eagles can give up points. Make no mistake about it. If they give up 22 to the Falcons, not even clicking, then because I didn't think the Falcons played that well. Cousins was better, but still was not like elite. So yeah, give me the Saints. So
Okay.
that way it's 2 against 2, and we'll see who
comes up like, hey man,
Yeah,
we've been
we'll see.
actually we're doing a lot of like this week. It's been I was like, we're either 3-1 or 2-2. Like there's been no like across the board. So I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a
And-
lot.
And the Saints have a little bit of a gauntlet, if you want to call it that, coming up after this week. They've got Falcons, Chiefs, and Bucks.
That's going to be a
So-
tough run.
That's going to be a little bit of a run. So if they
Yeah.
can get by this game here, we'll really find out about the Saints in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, boys. We got the Chargers traveling to Pittsburgh. All right. The spread on this one, Pittsburgh is -1.5. The over/under is 35.5. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. I truly do not believe that the Pittsburgh offense is gonna be able to do anything against this Charger defense. Justin Field is going to get exposed in this game. That's what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen this week. The fact that like he's starting a third week, something is going on between the quarterbacks. I don't believe in their offense. Their defense is really good, but Harbaugh, man, I don't know what it is, man. This dude is like got it clicking. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. Who wants to go next? I'm gonna let you guys go. Okay, Eric, go.
Eric, go.
So yeah, I don't trust or I don't understand the 2-0. I don't believe the 2-0 Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Fields, whatever. I mean, he's out of Chicago now, but everybody's like, oh, he's out of Chicago. He still
sucks.
needs to get out of there. Yeah. So I don't believe in them. So I know it's still early with Jim, not John. Jim. I think he'll figure it out. I mean, they're fine right now, but yeah, they're 2-0 as well. I don't feel like they're also seem like a 2-0 team, but obviously they are. But yeah, give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. All right, Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, Jim's got the Chargers. They're in a different mode than normal Charger mode right now. He's got Dobbins. I mean,
Greg Roman. Yeah, Roman, the offensive coordinator's got JK got JK Dobbins running pretty solid right now. Like he kind of started.
JK Dobbins. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. He's got a resurgence going on with him. I mean, the Steelers, they're always an 8-8 guarantee. I mean, that's just the way it is with the coach, and they've got some easy games coming up. I mean, in their first 8 games, they could be 7-1. I think this is the one. I think they lose this game. I think they could win the next 4 or 5 pretty easily, potentially. Because the back half of their schedule is heavy division. And that's where they're going to struggle.
So who you got again?
I got the Chargers.
Okay. Just
because the Steelers they've got Colts, Cowboys, Raiders, Jets, Giants, and Commanders coming up. I mean, they're going to we don't know. We'll talk about that when we get to that week to pick that. But what I'm just saying is they have a better chance of winning the first 6 or 7 games of their first 8 than they do the back half. I'm not targeting the Colts.
Sure, you're not.
All that analysis. Wait, who'd you pick again?
Yeah,
he said you got the Chargers, and I said yes.
No, I know. It's funny because you said all that stuff, and then he goes, "I have no idea who you chose."
All right.
You just said a bunch of random words.
I gave you my best Collinsworth. Okay.
Yeah. All I heard is you said the Steelers are playing a bunch of bum teams. That's all I heard.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks they really are.
All right. Okay, Patrick.
I think that Jim Harbaugh has done a great job with that defense, and I agree with what Donnie said about Dobbins, and I think Justin Herbert hasn't even gotten started yet. I don't think you've even seen – I'm not saying they're going to be like a top 5 offense or anything, but I think there are some weapons, despite the exits that they had, that the Chargers are going to have a lot more to give offensively. I really do. And I think their defense is going to shut down Justin Fields and that limited Steelers offense. I think that just the upgrade in coach alone, Donnie, I think it was you that said it, these are not the same Chargers.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And I know my target last year, but I mean, it could have been anybody.
Well, you got a
you
new
know,
target this year, so it's okay.
I do. Who's making me look foolish, admittedly.
No, it's only one game. It's
One
only
game,
one game.
but
Kyler Murray is not a good quarterback, so we good.
yeah. But I mean, what an upgrade! I think you could have upgraded literally with anybody, but what an upgrade you have at coach. And I think that, in all seriousness, I think that plays into the team mentality. When you've got a guy that backs you and you believe that he's going to do what it takes to win, and he's going to stick his neck out for you, I think that, because that was the problem they had last year. The locker room was a mess, and they had so much talent. There's so much talent in that organization, but they didn't believe in Staley, so they didn't go out and play for him. Honestly, they were ready for the season to end. So and I think Cameron Dicker is a good field goal kicker.
Who you pick again?
Dicker the kicker.
Sorry, I just had to.
I think, Patrick, you and I have overanalyzed some stuff for Ed here tonight.
Yeah. So
Chargers, got it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's like, just give me the team. I don't need the history.
Listen, it's 17 after 10, guys.
Okay. Oh, well, we're trying to keep you up.
No. I get it. It's just hilarious. No, I love it. All right, guys. It could go either way, but I truly do agree with you guys. I think, they're good head coaches, both of them. You know what I mean? And Tomlin is going to be, he's a sure shit. He's going to be a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, when he's done coaching. So, all right, Broncos versus the Bucks. Tampa is a 6.5 favorite on this one. The over-under is 40.5.
We can make up some time here. We all know where this is going.
Okay, so we all got Tampa on this one.
I don't want to speak for the other guys, but I'll speak for the other guys. Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be the Bucks on this one. Eric, talk to me. You look like you don't want to.
Is it a trap game, though? Only because they just went to Detroit. They beat
the
them.
Next game we're going to talk about.
But then they're going to be – but then next week, then they play Philly. So they have Detroit and Philly on either side. That's the only thing that it's like –
Are they looking ahead?
Them? But it's not in Denver. It's in Tampa, so it's at home. I don't think there's any way – and I don't even think it should be that close. I think they should easily cover that 6.5.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing is that going to be a kind of a trap for him? But no, give me Tampa.
Mm-hmm. You too, Patrick.
Fire them cannons.
Got it. Cool. All right. See, this next one is an interesting game, guys. I don't know why I find this one so fascinating. It's a battle of two shitty teams. Okay. We got the Panthers to the Raiders. Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, we know what happened in Tampa with the Panthers, right? In Carolina. The quarterback was benched. The Raiders quarterback room still sucks. So there's that. Granted, the Raiders did beat the Baltimore Ravens. At the very end, Baltimore had that lead, and somehow I don't know how Baltimore ended up losing this game. I have no idea how they ended up losing this game. So the Panthers, the spread on this one is Vegas -5, and the over/under is 39.5. Donnie, you're last because this is your team. Well, actually, Jacksonville's your team, but whatever. I don't know which one is your team anymore. Patrick, what you think, man?
Raiders.
Got it. Okay. Eric?
Yeah, while we're looking at the analysis for the previous games, I looked at that one. I thought the same thing, that it could potentially be a trap game because, how do you go beat the Ravens and then now with Red Rifle in, is that going to be some type of jolt for them? It's in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I still got to go Raiders. Yeah, I could very easily see this one being a Panthers win. But yeah, give me Raiders. Oh, hey, we still have viewers. That's good.
Points. That's what wins and losses.
First comment in half an hour.
I know.
Thanks for tuning in, somebody.
I know Rod was on a roll and then he bounced. So, well,
this is a tough one for me. I kind of want to see the red rifle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But when's
he
the
wants
last
to
time
prove
he's
a
played?
point. He played last year.
Did he?
A couple of games, yeah, at the end. Then you got the Raiders, man. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I want to pick the Panthers. Donnie.
Send him a hat, Donnie.
well, who Minshew the Raiders were going to be this good?
Okay, dad joke. Just slip that in like that. Okay.
I told you I had one coming.
Yeah.
You're upsetting Patrick.
He's just mad he didn't use it when it was his turn.
True story.
Because all he did was say Raiders.
Yeah.
He didn't even do his famous the Raiders.
You good, Patrick?
He missed everything there. He
did. He's not on his game today.
I love you, Patrick. I just got to mess with you.
Jacoby Brissett is getting. Oh no, he's done. Yep, he's done.
Is Drake May in?
No, not yet, but he should be. Brissett looks. He's getting a beating.
Yeah, that flag for grounding went down before his second knee hit. That flag was already halfway across his body.
Donnie.
The what?
Where's your bifocals?
Where's my bifocal? Yeah, right here. They're downstairs actually. I came up without them. I think this is, like Eric said, I think it's a trap game. I think the Raiders have overexceeded, if you can, at 1-1 so early. I think they've been better than things were expected with that group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Panthers have got to prove to me they can win, but I think this is one of those where they could actually go in there just with a little bit of renewed energy and maybe sneak one out. I'm going to go with you, Ed. I'm going to go Panthers on this one, surprisingly.
He's back.
They're going to break my heart, and I'm going to wear this hat
They
longer.
really are.
But I'm going to go with them on this game. I think this is one of those, because the Panthers truly don't have the talent. Not that the Raiders have much more talent, but the Raiders do have Devontae Adams, and Minshew throws it to Adams. That's a whole different ball game. But I could see this being one of those weird games where the Panthers just kind of like get overlooked by the Raiders and they sneak one out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like something is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
something weird. This could be one of those weird games that, like, Monday, all the talking heads are like, we didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Or they will say, hey, well, yeah, that's why they benched Bryce. So who knows?
Real quick, what's up, Brett? Thanks for hopping
Brett.
in here. And then hi, Easton. Easton's watching on the big screen back home, so he wanted to let that out. So
hi, Easton.
Hey, Easton.
Okay, now I can't swear. Got it. Okay.
You've been doing it the whole time. He's been watching the whole time.
I didn't know.
You're not saying anything he probably hasn't heard.
True story. All right, boys and girls. Dolphins at Seahawks. Do we really have to spend too much time on this one? Seattle is -4.5, 41.5 over under on this one.
I would have taken the Dolphins if Tua was playing, but because he's not, I don't trust Skylar Thompson out of K-State. I'd take Seattle.
Yeah. I'm going with you.
She said he loved that. He knows which words we don't say. Mommy, he just said a naughty word or a bad word. He'll always tell on people when they say a bad word. She just said a bad word. He said a bad word.
My bad, dude. My bad, little man.
I said hello,
keep it to
Brett.
a minimum.
Brett said, "Where's my hello?" I said hello, Brett.
Yeah,
he did say that.
I did too. I said, "Hey, Brett."
Brett, get your bifocals.
I'll jump in real quick here for time.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
All right, Patrick.
He's calling you out now, and you didn't even say it.
He could see he could see the smoke start to come out the ears from the brain. He knew it was coming.
I'm Seahawks.
Yep. All
You
right.
said he overanalyzed one game, and now he's not talking at all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it like
It's
that.
okay, Patrick.
God. All right. So we got Ravens at Cowboys. This should be an interesting one. Baltimore is a 1-point favorite. 1-point favorite. And the over-under on this one is 43.5.
So get this. So Cowboys, if they lose, are 1-2 to start the year. And if the
they'll make me
Ravens
so
lose, they're
happy.
0-3. So one of these teams, one of these teams is going to start the season 1-2 or 0-3. I would think normally most years this would be a really good matchup, and it still may be.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see the Ravens starting 0. I don't see them starting 0-3. And I mean, I know that the Cowboys are going to try to bounce back after last week, but I think it's going to be the Ravens. So give me Baltimore.
This should be as good a game on Sunday. It should be as good a game as that Texans Vikings is going to be, but it's not. I mean, on paper, this should have, looking at the schedule, everybody should have been, Ravens Cowboys week 3. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Yep.
The Ravens are a 1-point favorite on the road with a winless record.
Yeah.
Vegas does not like the Cowboys to win this game. I'm going to go
at
Ravens.
all.
I'm going to go Ravens.
Okay. You guys already know I'm not going to pick Baltimore. So I'll take the point loss on this one. You know what I mean? It's just that's how it's going to go. I could care less. I do not. I don't. This is honestly though, and to completely honest, Lamar Jackson. You either win with him or you lose with him, and he makes some dumb mistakes last week. You know what I mean? That he's just overthrowing, granted he's been in the league a long time, but he hasn't been able to prove that he can win the big games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Neither has Dak Prescott, to be honest as well, and the Cowboys. I'm going to go with Dallas though.
I don't feel like they've used Derrick Henry as much as they probably should.
They should, but they haven't.
Lamar's still calling his own number to run too often.
Yeah.
He's going to get injured.
He's not used to having a back like that.
Yeah.
Because they should be called out on that one.
They should be. I mean, if they would pound Derrick Henry for a while, that would open things up later in the game for him.
Let me ask you this: is this one of those things like why do we need a running back when I'm your quarterback and I'm your best runner? That's what I'm thinking.
He sees himself as the outside guy, the edge guy, and Derrick Henry's just an up the middle kind of guy. And I don't know if Lamar is purposely doing it and audibling or something. The coaches have John Harbaugh's got to pull him aside and say, "Listen, we're changing this." But if it's not, if it's Harbaugh and them still calling the plays that way, that's horrible coaching.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been doing too good a job lately, though, either, John Harbaugh as a coach. So, what's Rhonda's opinion, Donnie? She's the only wise we trust. Ouchie.
She probably would give you some pretty good picks, too.
Mr. Larson.
She could. Patrick.
I'll tell you what. Sorry. I'll tell you what, Brett. I will get her to give me her picks on all these games, and we'll see how we compare next week. How about that?
Ooh, compare notes. I like this.
All right, Patrick.
I think the difference in this game is going to be Dallas's lack of rush defense.
Mhm.
They gave up 93 yards to the Browns week 1 on, what was it, like 19 carries or whatever it was, and then last weekend against the Saints, like 190 or whatever it was. And you got Derek. If they give Derek, I think it's going to depend on whether they give Derrick Henry the ball. I think they will. But on plays that they don't do that, I think Lamar will still run. I don't think you can ever get him away from that. So I think both will have a big day. So I'm taking Ravens.
Okay. Patrick, stay with me. 49ers versus Rams. San Francisco is -6 on 6.5 on this one. And the over-under is 43.5.
I'm going to go 49ers only because I think Jordan Mason has done a good job in Christian McCaffrey's stead, and the injury to Cooper Kupp and to Nakua, I think it really hurts Stafford. So, is this game in San Fran or is this in LA?
LA.
Is it SoFi?
Yeah, but dude, it can be in SoFi, but San Francisco 49er fans, they travel.
I know, but yeah, I mean, with Cooper Kupp doubtful and with Nakua on IR,
I thought that Cooper Kupp was going to the IR as well for some reason.
Well, I said, isn't Nakua on the IR?
Nakua is on the IR. I know he's on my team. I have him on the IR.
Well, and Cooper Kupp is doubtful, right? So
I don't think Cooper's playing.
Yeah, so that's 2 huge weapons for the. And then that puts the onus on Williams, I think, to really, take on a larger load, which I think he does better when you've got the threat of Kupp and Nakua out there. Don't get me wrong, Williams is a good back, but I like what Jordan Mason's doing. You got Debo, you got Ayuk.
Debo's out. Debo's out. And of course,
out?
McCaffrey. Yeah,
Debo and McCaffrey are out too.
So that's why I was going to say they just need to forfeit this game. Both teams have their top
players
all out.
Yeah, I didn't want to affect your decision making necessarily, but 49ers have got skill guys out too. So
well, McCaffrey hasn't been playing.
Well, and Mason has actually been doing pretty good. To your point,
Mason's been excellent.
But Ayuk could pick up some of the slack.
Kittle's questionable. I didn't realize Kittle was questionable too. Well, still, I'm going to go 49ers. I still believe in their offense more. With who they have available. Again, that's not really my opinion on the Rams, but 49ers.
Okay.
I'll go Niners as well.
Oh, okay, sorry. You go Donnie.
I'm just going to jump in real quick. I'll go Niners.
Eric.
Wait till your turn's called. 49ers. Although I was surprised at their loss last week, but the Rams are injured. I know, like we just said, the 49ers are too, but I think they still have more, and especially coming off a loss, I think you got Ayuk, and I'm guessing Kittle will probably play, and then like you said with Mason, so I'd say 49ers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's roll it. It's 49ers, So, all right, couple more games, 4 more games here, boys. Lions versus Cardinals. The Detroit Lions are a -3 favorite on this one, and the over/under is 51.5.
Oh, Jesus.
So
I could see the over on that one.
Can you hold those horses because you got to pick at the end.
Yeah, I know.
All right, but keep going though. Lions cards.
Was it the 49ers that they beat, or who'd the Cardinals beat?
Cardinals. They beat the Rams.
Yeah. No, I don't trust them quite yet. So give me Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Patrick.
Detroit.
Okay. Donnie.
Well, I'll say this hot take. Marvin Harrison Jr. is doing to Kyler Murray what his dad did for Peyton Manning. So he's making him look better than he really was.
Whoa! You shut your mouth now.
Yeah.
Saying Peyton wasn't good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't
I
agree
think,
with
I think Marvin Harrison made him a Hall of Famer.
No, I don't agree with that. I agree that
Yeah,
Marvin
get
Harrison
outta
Jr.
here.
made
You need
Murray.
to shut your mouth and take it back right now.
That's a hot take. I'm going in. I'm all
It's
in
a
on
terrible
that.
take.
What did Peyton Manning do after he didn't have?
He went to Denver and won
Denver and won a
Bowl?
Super Bowl.
No, he didn't win that Super Bowl. He
Yes,
played
he
in that
did.
Super Bowl, and he didn't even get him there.
He won a Super
Yes,
Bowl.
he did.
He
Who
won.
did,
He lost
Tebow?
that big one.
He didn't even play that season much.
Donnie, I know you're
Listen.
old, but
God
He won a Super Bowl.
Almighty!
thank
that-
you, Brett.
Even Brett, hot trash take.
Did that Jaguars hat take your brain?
That being
Yeah.
said, I'm going with Detroit.
Okay, thank you, Jesus. Oh my God, guys. Okay,
I had to wake up the room, man. Y'all were just like, duh.
I was fine. I've been talking. Eric has been talking. Patrick, on the other hand.
I'm listening.
Sure. All right, Patrick. Then listen to me. Chiefs at Falcons. Kansas City is -3. Be careful because Mrs. Influencer is listening. Kansas City -3, and it is a 46.5 over under on this one.
Real quick before we jump in, he
Yeah.
forgot it because it was against his Panthers. Peyton didn't play, and they didn't beat my Panthers in Super Bowl 50.
No, he played in that Super Bowl, but he didn't get them to that Super Bowl.
Who did then?
They
It wasn't Tebow.
No, it was
This guy. Anyways, sorry. Who was picking this
who
game,
was it?
Patrick? Who do you pick?
Donnie, you're about to get kicked off for 1-game suspension for this shenanigans of yours. So you better calm down, Tiger.
I'll come back with my facts. Go ahead.
Patrick.
This is a tough one. Where are they playing this one? This is in
Atlanta.
the Benz.
Please take your time.
Thank you. Man, I don't know. You get to keep your wife, Eric, because I have a sneaky suspicion that the Falcons could pull this one out. I think it's going to be very close, but I could see them taking this one. So, give me Falcons.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Mrs. Influencer's mad at you.
She already changed her name to Mrs. Influencer, so I think he's safe for a week.
She's gonna change it to Mrs.
Your next wife. Yeah.
You're gonna change it to Mrs. Prospector.
No, ex Mrs. Prospector.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, Eric, talk to me.
Yeah, I'll keep my wife, so thank you. Yes, the Falcons won the other day, but the Patrick's cousin, I still think he's still trying to come back from injury. And so I don't think they have good enough offense to keep up. So give me Chiefs.
I am upset that Isaiah Pacheco is out. I have him in one of my other leagues. I'm very upset about this. Having said that,
God, I hope she doesn't watch this, Brett.
Chiefs. I'm going with Chiefs. I'm going with the Chefs. And I wrote Chefs. Oh my God. Donnie, what's up, my man?
Oh man, I so want to pick the Falcons because they're at home and
because they have Penix.
No, not yet.
For the content.
Chiefs are not going to go in there and lose this game. Chiefs.
Okay.
So I did the for the content pick.
Especially on Sunday night football, they're not No, primetime standalone. No. If this is a 4:00 game in Atlanta, they might get beat.
Yeah, this
They're
is a
not-
Sunday night game.
Yeah.
NBC Peacock too. Oh, interesting. All right.
God,
So
Collinsworth.
I know. So we got 2 Monday night games, boys. 2 of them this week. So we got the Jags versus Bills. We got someone's new team, Jags. So you're gonna go last on this one. Eric, Bills, Jaguars. What do you think, my man?
Yeah, it's not even going to be close.
Yep.
Give me the Bills.
Yep.
Professor Hatter chiming in here. Man, he is a Falcon man.
Not even
Well,
close.
No, it's because he's a Bears fan.
Yeah, 0% chance that they shut out the Chiefs.
Not even close.
0% chance the Falcons score 55.
That
Which is
too.
more likely to happen? They score that many, or the Chiefs don't score at all?
Ooh.
It's more likely that they
They'll score the 55.
Yeah, you're not keeping Pat Mahomes.
But
off the
I mean,
board.
listen, that's a
I mean, I think
question
the Falcons
because I don't
will
like
win, but I'm not
either
stupid.
answer. Patrick, Jags, Bills.
I'm insulted you're even asking me that question, but
Yeah, Bills,
no.
right?
Yeah, Bills.
Yeah, Bills. Go ahead, Donnie. Pick your Jags here. Come on now.
Hey,
You're going with the
T-Law is the man.
Just
listen
give me
here,
the
Michael
loss.
Sellers. Calm down.
Duval Lawrence.
Duval.
Disgusted. Who just randomly shouts their county they live in? Sedgwick.
Hall.
Lexington.
Yeah, mine's Hall. Everyone's gonna think I like Brees Hall. Hall.
Hey, he's doing good today. He has a touchdown.
Yeah, he does.
I might have jumped on the bandwagon a week too early on this one. I don't know. If this game was in Jacksonville, I might actually go with the Jaguars.
No, you
But,
have to.
The
I don't
problem
think
is that
they
you
go-
jumped on the bandwagon at all. Cedarwood.
I could change. I could change my mind.
Okay, so you got the
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills. The Bills at home on Monday night in Buffalo. I just don't see the Jaguars going in there and winning this game.
So he's
telling
not
you.
a true fan. Take that hat and
Yeah,
shirt off.
Yeah,
You're not a
they're
true
going
fan.
they're going to
Yeah.
be doing a coaching
that a-
change mid-year with
is
the
that-
Jags.
Is that a Lawrence
Oh.
shirt? Like, is that supposed to be him on a
Here-
stamp?
Here's my hot take: Jaguars fire their head
Kind
coach
of, I
midway
think.
through the season.
You should take it off and stamp on it.
Sorry,
Stomp on it.
Ed. Which coach? Head?
Peterson?
Jaguars. Yeah.
And that's surprising for a coach that won a Super Bowl with Philly and
See,
He's a
I don't
pretty
think it'll
darn
be
good
the
coach,
head
but-
coach. I think it'll be their coordinator.
could be.
No,
and-
I don't.
Yeah, I do see them going into any game and winning. Yes, I do. Just not Monday night in Buffalo.
Is he
Yeah,
about to
so
take off
gross.
his Halloween mask and it's going to be Mike Sellers?
It is. Can we talk some tennis?
If I could grow my beard like his, then it'd be a different thing. But
Listen here, Jedediah.
Are you his dad?
Right. Okay, boys. Last game. Commanders at Bungles.
like, why is this even the second Monday night game? This makes no sense. This is two horrible teams.
No, you see, here's the thing. I don't think the Bengals are as bad as their record says it is.
No, they.
Well, it's the Burrow
Should've beat
effect
the
is why they're
Chiefs.
playing, but
They should have beaten the Chiefs. They got help.
Yeah.
The Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. I got the Bengals winning this one.
Yeah, did you see Mrs. Influencer comment a little bit ago? She said the Chiefs have a 12th, a best 12th man. He wears a slightly different uniform, but that's the guys in white and black because she knows
This is the
it's always
best
the ref.
Scooby-Doo episode. All right, I'll give you that one, Mrs. Influencer. That's a good one.
Yeah, I got
all
the Bengals
I'm
on this
saying
one.
is
You
if
too.
Hunter
Okay.
Renfro gets signed, this is going to be the hat. If Hunter Renfro gets signed.
All right,
Donnie-
man. I'm gonna hold
Donnie
you
would
to
fit
it.
really. Donnie fits in with all these NIL players in college. They just enter the transfer portal every chance that they get.
Exactly. They can do it. I can do it. I'm just not getting a bag.
And that's coming from the man whose team does not believe in NIL.
That's true.
So, okay, Donnie.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one too. They're at home, and I don't see the Commanders coming in there. Burrow's, like you guys said, they should have won the other game. They played pretty solid against Kansas City, and yeah, they're going to get their first win. They're not going to go 0-3.
I agree. Yeah. All right, Patrick.
Burreaux. Burrow.
Okay, gotcha. LSU. Got it.
What about DANIELS? That was Jaden Daniels, if you didn't know what I was
It's
spelling.
an LSU battle here.
I thought you said DIN. I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry,
DAN.
Joe Burrow has been claimed by Ohio State again.
Of course.
Of course they have.
You mean where he didn't? You mean where he didn't win a national championship?
Where he didn't play at all. All right, boys and girls. We have gotten to the end. So here's the part where all of you have to pick your over-under for the week, right? As the tiebreaker. So last week, the first one to pick was actually Patrick. So this week, we're going to go with Donnie to pick number one.
Well, man, there's a few on here that just seem a little crazy. But I'm gonna jump to the one. I mean, I'm gonna take the under on the Lions Cardinals. I don't see that 51.5. I know they can put some points up. Lions haven't shown that they could put much more than 20 up, and the Cardinals aren't going to put up what they've been putting up against the Lions.
You taking the under?
I'm gonna take the under on that one.
Okay. All right, Eric, you're next.
What? I'm trying to remember what the Texans Vikings line was.
That
It
is 46 and a half.
And then the Eagles Saints was 49.5.
Yep.
I'd almost say the Texans Vikings seems a little high. Eagles Saints. Yeah, let's go the over Eagles Saints.
Over the 49 and a half. All right. So I'm going next. Okay. This week I am going to go with the Bears and Colts. I'm going to take the under on the Bears Colts. It's 43 and a half. I don't see it, man. I really don't see it right now with these two teams. I think it's going to be a pretty crappy game. So I'm going to go with the Bears Colts under.
Yeah, that looks to be like a 14-9 or a 17
or a field goal
13.
game.
Yeah, it's a field goal game. Yeah.
All right, Patrick, you're last, my friend.
Give me the under on the Giants Browns.
Ooh. So you got under 39 and a half?
Yep.
Okay. Why?
I don't believe in either of the offenses at the moment.
Yeah, that's not even a field goal game. That's like no scoring game. I mean, if it's a field goal game, it's a 9-6 field goal game.
It's an interesting one. I mean, we'll come back to this one. This is an interesting one, Patrick.
I I think the Ravens Cowboys is a little high. I almost was like, I'm take the under on that one, but I don't know yet.
What's that? That's that one.
47.5.
Yeah.
That seems high to me for that one, but the 51.5 just I don't see those two teams getting
Neither
to
do
that.
I. No, well, you know what it is? It's because they're going by what Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. did last week.
Yeah.
You know, Harrison had 3 touchdowns. The Lions made it close. You know what I mean? They're a good team. So again, they played a really good game against Tampa Bay. But I agree with you. I think that might be a little oof.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Eric, what do you have going on? Well, you already did this. No, what do you have going on this week, my friend? Let's just go do a quick recap.
So yesterday, Johnny and I, Earn Fun Average podcast, we had Eric the Peanut Guy Mertens. And so talk a little bit about the Tri-City Dust Devils and did a little bit of trivia.
I love
Good
it.
episode.
I love it.
Good episode.
Thank you.
All right, all righty. And then Mr. Patrick Larson, the Prospector. What have you got going on, my friend?
This week we are covering the Abilene Flying Bison from the Mid-America League. So shout out to both Eric and Terry McCutcheon that get shouted out in that episode for reasons that they know. So I'll let you listen to it to find out why. So, yep, Abilene Flying Bison this week on the Hat History series.
Love it. For the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast, we finished our conversation about the Buffalo Bisons. That was a good one. Stay tuned. We got some good episodes coming when it comes to the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. Mr. Mayor, talk to me.
I don't have a whole lot going on. Just got
Just
the
hanging
Clemson
out.
game on. Just hanging out. Got friends coming over for the Clemson game on Saturday, and
Who does Clemson play?
NC State at noon. So
Ooh, that
that ought
should
to
be a
be a
good
pretty-
one.
That's
that
going to
ought to
be
be
a
a
good game.
good game. Yeah. So
Wolfpack are good this year. Yeah.
but
I like
outside
that
of
one.
that, we're going out to dinner tomorrow night with some friends, and that's about it. Just throwing some hats out there every day.
I love it. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We went full 2 hours tonight, just so you guys know. This was a lot of fun. We did talk about a lot of good baseball. We took, playoffs. So we'll probably do that next week. And they should be getting a little bit better when it comes to the picture, baseball playoff picture. So we'll talk a little bit more then. And I'll give our opinion on what is going on with the NFL and then the scores. And then, we will see you guys next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Bye.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
Trying to take on the world.